Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh. Hi, Nikki. How are you? Kelly, hello. We are going to wait a minute, see if we can get a couple more people in here. Kind of want to just chat. It's been a weird week for writing, and I don't know if this is an accountability vlog or um, just a chat to get myself to write something. We're going to be doing sprints probably at some point. I'm guessing that would make sense. Um, but yeah, we're gonna wait a second here. Hello, Alice. How are you? What's everyone working on? Are you working on anything, or are you here to chat? Um, do you have writer's block right now too? Because I do. I just got back from going to the beach. Charlotte, hello. Hi, wifey. I'd be up for chatting. Cool. Great. Good. I'm glad someone else is. I need to sleep because I have. Oh, no, no, no. You should go sleep. You should definitely go sleep. Hello, Charlotte. Yeah, if you're sleep deprived right now, I just more power to you. Cheese and peas. Working on a poem called "The Dark Side of Inspiration." Ooh, just clicked on that work. When do you get off of work, Charlotte? I feel like every time I see you, it's either 3 in the morning or you're at work. I was supposed to be working on a few different projects this afternoon, but Jordan and I ended up chatting in our stream, so I'm up for chats. Awesome. Great. Bethany, hi, Bethany. Harpy, did you hit like? Um, did you hit dislike? And if you did, why'd you do that? And why are you still here? Hi, RP. Um, okay, what do we want to chat about? I'm down to chat about anything. We could chat about writing or not writing, or I get off work at about 5 p.m. my time. That's a long time. I have no idea what I'm working on. I've been on severe writer's block for about yeah. Um, I did like a series announcement a couple of days ago on Monday, and I'm hoping that it's going to help with sort of writer's block, and I'm hoping it's going to help other people's with other people's. Other people's with their writer's block too, because there are there's something to be said about writing in a different genre to get you out of that sort of rut. Vota! Hulk smash that like button. Thanks, guys. It's 8:30 in the morning for you right now. Oh my goodness. It's Thursday for you right now. That's wild. It's still Wednesday for me, and it is 5:30 on a Wednesday for me. So that's that doesn't compute in my brain. Yay! I'm so glad, Kelly. I'm excited to start filming it. I am very behind, but I think I have my genre for next week. So that's something. Fair enough. Hello from the future. Yeah, tell me what tomorrow brings. Because if it's another pandemic, I don't want it. I did sleep for 2 hours earlier, so I'm a bit more awake now. Are you caffeinated? Do you drink caffeine? I would recommend if you have no health issues that forbid you from doing so. I was also trying to work on re-outlining one of my novels with Save the Cat, realizing it doesn't work for books, part of a series. Yeah. Alice, I was writing a book for Camp Nano, and I kind of pantsed it, which is a terrible idea because it was a murder mystery and you can't do that. But it definitely worked more as a short story, so I might go back and reorganize that too once I am not sick of it. Because every time I even look at it right now, I'm just like, no, I don't like you. I don't like you. You can go sit in a corner and think about what you've done to my mental health because you broke it. July broke it. It's not there. It's gone. Hi, Devin. How are you? Whoa, it's the future. Where are you, Nikki? You live in the... Yeah, she does live in the future. I'm always amazed when she's like, yeah, you know, it's Thursday for me, and I'm over here like, That's awesome. Can't wait to hear the genre. Am I doing prompts? Other than it being a genre, I'm kind of hoping to do it in the world that I've been tinkering with for a while. I wrote a short story in it previously that's actually up on Wattpad that people can read. But I've developed the world a lot more since then, so I'm hoping to do these sort of flash fiction pieces in that world because I think it'd be fun, and also I really love the world. 6:05 on a Wednesday. Yeah. You're only an hour ahead of me, so you're in Eastern Standard. Because it's Thursday in Australia. Hi, Haley. How are you? Wait, it's not Tuesday. I feel that on a spiritual level, Nikki. Hi, Tamala. Yeah, you're in the same time zone. I was like, where in the world could it possibly be Tuesday? Hello, Eastern time buddies. Yeah. I've noticed that a lot of people are either in a different country's time zone, like Charlotte, or they're in Eastern. There aren't a lot of centrals around here. Besides Cachet, she does central, which is really nice because it was a lot easier to coordinate with her. But Anya was in Europe, so that was... I was like really conscious of not taking up too much of her time when we did the previous live stream. So that was fun. Easter. Most of my short stories in the world of my main work in progress, and it does give you a better feel for the world building when I... Yes, it also helps me with time skipping a lot because down the road I'm hoping to do sort of a sci-fi genre look in that world, but my world is not super technologically advanced right now. So I think it's going to be interesting to look at how that changes and maybe tie in past events and what technology came from those other stories that I've written. So I think that's going to be really interesting, and I'm really excited about it. Yeah, everyone's Eastern Standard. You know what? I'm going to be there. Give me a half a month. I'll be in Eastern Standard too. And then we will all coordinate. Yeah. So, well, but see, that doesn't work for me because then you're going to be in Central and I'm going to be in Eastern by then. So it still doesn't work. Bethany, come on. Come on. The future is... Wait for it. Still shit. Okay. You know what? It's about what I expected. That's about what I expected. I really didn't think that the pandemic would be over in a night, so it's good to know that there's not a weird time warp happening. Yes. I used to know what that means. Is that 11? Is that 11:40 for you? I think it is. Mm-hmm. What is MST? Is that... I don't know what that is. Yeah. I had an idea for a COVID story. Someone from the future comes to say that there's COVID. Then they had to have COVID. Oh no. The drama. Maybe it would have never happened if that person hadn't come back. That'd be cool. Yes, TC night. I'm also working on a story based sort of off COVID, on a pandemic. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what stories come out of this, because I did notice an increase in solar eclipse stories when the big solar eclipse happened last year, I think it was. And there was just an increase of paranormal and supernatural stories that surrounded an eclipse coming out. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see what comes from this and what's going to stand out amongst those, because I think it's going to be really wacky. I think it's going to produce some really strange art, especially because we're all isolated, so our brains are kind of going wild right now. And that in itself is going to do a lot of weird things to literature, I think. That's my prediction. Don't quote me on it. It's 10 to midnight here in British Columbia. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow. Okay. I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, coordinate a couple hours difference. Yeah, I don't want to do that anytime soon yet. Maybe one day, but I'm still scared of time zones. So I can do Eastern. That's simple enough. It's an hour ahead of me right now. So, oh, it's good. That explains why COVID came out of nowhere at the time. Yeah. It definitely was not the bats. It's not a story, it's a theory. I'm writing a historical novel. It's 10,000 years ago in December. Okay. You're okay. Interesting. God, Brown is so late for COVID. Yes. That leaves the question, who was the first COVID patient? And where did it come from? As in, like, part of the world, because I don't know where I was going that. You get it. You get it. You're trying to burn. Smash his DeLorean. Destroy all the DeLoreans. Get him out of here. That's true. I think there's a lot to still go through. And I think that we still have to go through a lot of quarantine and isolation before we can sort of know the full extent and write literature based more off of it rather than in it. Does that make sense? I just feel it. Yeah, I think it depends. Some people deal with stressful things in their lives by writing. Some people try to get out of those stressful events by writing. So I think it depends on the person a lot, and the emotion behind it a lot. If you're not like super emotionally attached to it, you know, maybe it's a fun exercise. Like for me, it's interesting because it's not directly the pandemic that's super affecting. It's more the side effect of like doing a job search in the middle of a pandemic and no one's hiring because we can't come in. So, I mean, what are you writing? You know what I mean? Rona is an alien. Kick their spaceship out of here. Umbrella. I have not caught up to the Umbrella Academy. I watched a couple of episodes of the first season and I never went back. I don't know. There's just something weird about the plot to me. The whole brother sister, even though they're adopted, that romance was really strange. And I could probably get past it. I don't know. It freaks me out a little bit. The story starts in a pandemic, but it is about the effects of a solar flare and the reasons for some effects of the flare. Interesting. So that'd have to be a really big solar flare. Would that affect the electronics? What do solar flares do? Can those cause power outages? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but that'd be interesting to look at. And how many people you can have in my car. Oh, okay. So close to people have my neighbor's daughters. I guess just two. That's hard. Yeah. I can't imagine having to explain that to a toddler. You know, I'm sure they just want to go outside and see their friends and run around, and they don't understand why they can't just be a kid. And it's hard to stop them from being a kid because what are you going to do? It's it's a lot. That could be a lot. I could see that being really emotional to write about. Oh, keep the mask. Oh my goodness. I'm high risk and can't go inside a public. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really sorry about the Mickey. Or Haley. Okay. Hi. Hi, Bookish. Sequels for novella. I'm glad it's helping. You know, if chatting doesn't distract you too much, then you are perfectly welcome to stay and write with us. I don't know if we're going to be doing sprints or not. I might ask you guys in a little bit if we're going to do sprints, but welcome. I'm glad you're here. I'm just watching for August. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, a reward system. I need to put a reward system in place. It depends on the thing. Like, for me, it's like, it's either hit or miss. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just going to give myself my reward because I have no self-control. So, okay. Is StreamYard caught up with the chat, or is it freezing? Oh, just jumped. Worst case scenario, a solar flare could destroy the ozone layer. Okay. Yeesh. This is totally irrelevant, but I got a sunburn on my scalp, so I can only imagine, you know, getting a sunburn just in 2 seconds of being outside during a solar flare. That would really suck. I was trying to yeah. Yeah, I need to do that too. I'm doing this instead. In writing. I should also be writing. Yeah. Backfires because I can't concentrate. I do. Yeah, so then it's like your reward is too good, and then how do you find the balance? I don't know. Sometimes it's like, I really need that ice cream that I was going to reward myself with. Like, I need it. And if I don't get it, I can't concentrate on anything else. Because again, I have no self-control. Like, there's this local ice cream place, and they make homemade ice cream. And there's one. It's called the cappuccino cookie ice cream. It's the best ice cream. And it's caffeinated. Like, I eat that stuff by the pint. And if that's my reward, I literally can't do anything else until I, like, eat some of it. Like, it sucks as a reward. So I don't do that anymore. But that's how it always goes with rewards for me. You can only live once, so enjoy it. Me too, Nikki. I haven't watched The Umbrella Academy yet, but I get that way with books. I'll pick one up and get halfway through, and I have the odd ability to put it down, and I'll pick it up once. Yeah. I do that with books I enjoy. I was reading. What was I reading? Sharp Objects, and I really loved it. And I put it down a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't read anything from it since. And I really want to finish it. I don't know why. I just haven't had the ability to pick it back up and start writing. But I need to. But I know I kind of want Tim Tams to work with me. I still haven't tried Tim Tams. I feel like I need to because that's become like an AuthorTube staple. Everyone has Tim Tams. But like, what are they like? Are they like chewy? I think they're chocolatey, right? But are they chewy? Like, what makes a Tim Tam special? Because all I hear is like it's addicting, and I'm like, chocolate. You know what I mean? But like, why is it better than other chocolates? I don't know. From Claws. Oh, that's cool. I'm terrible with writing sci-fi. I need to get better. What's the mutation? If you don't mind. Or is that spoilers? Don't get spoilers. But I'm intrigued. Do you have a project name for it yet? Can we read it one day? Because I'm interested. Imagine if Char worked out the Tim Tams. Does she not? I need an answer. Charlotte. I need you to answer this. Because I'm pretty sure you secretly do. In all that spare time, I know you have. What the hell is a Tim Tam? See? Okay, Kelly, I'm not the only one. It's like a sweet desserty thing, I think. But like, I always see people eating them. Like, Cachet is now obsessed with them. And Charlotte is always eating them. And I don't know what they are. I don't even know where to get a Tim Tam. Where would one go to get one? Because I don't think they're just like at the grocery. At least here, they're not. Or maybe they are and I'm completely missing them. Like, I don't know. Gotta get myself into it. Exactly. We can say so. I loved it, but I sat down one day and I'm halfway through. I'm just halfway through. Yeah. I always think that there's like maybe some undertone in the book that we're missing consciously that just isn't resonating with our beings. You know what I mean? I'm terrible at sci-fi too, but I just good luck. What's it about? I think I need to read more sci-fi. I've been reading a lot of Terry Pratchett recently, or rereading a lot of Terry Pratchett. That's not like sci-fi, but that's pretty much as close as I get to sci-fi because it's still kind of on the brink of it a little bit, kind of. Not really. It's not. The project name is Hardwired. Oh. So would that be something that was studied? Like, would they be in a lab setting? I feel like there's always a lab in sci-fi, which is also a really terrible stereotype that I just need to stop. Which really means I need to read more books because, at least in the sci-fi genre, because I don't. Alice, this one's for you. Like there was a disconnect between the reader and the story. Yeah. I don't know what to call that exactly. But I know what you mean. There's like that wall that you just can't seem to scale that comes in between you and the book. And I really want to look more into that because I think it could help in my own writing. Maybe it's just because, I mean, I don't know what point of view it's in. But if it's in third person, a lot of times, if it's not close third, I feel too disconnected from the characters to really continue with the book. Like, I feel like I really need to form a bond with that character. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm less likely to continue reading. A lot of people watching this. How many people are watching? Is that what just happened? It's on my computer. No, it may have been. Or I'll go back to school. When do you go back to school, Alice? And how far are you into the novella? Because we might be able to get you there. Yeah. Yeah, how far are you into it? When do you go back to school? Because if it's September, we could do that. That's a good goal. Hey, Cache! How are you doing this evening? What are you working on? Are you here to chat? Are you here to chill? Hello! Hi, hi, hi! Yes! I love it. I really love fantasy. Especially YA fantasy. I think it's really fun. Hey, I guess my phone doesn't do that either. Or my phone does that too, where I try to tag people and it won't do the thing. And so I'm just like putting all these ads around and everyone's like, I didn't see that. I'm like, I know. Oh, sorry. I swear I responded. It's like somewhere in the last 200. You just look, it's there. My school actually started today. Told me something before I started school, but then writer's block, boom. Yeah. I'm even going back to school will do that. School does like one of two things for me. It either cures my writer's block and I'm like really on top of it, or it makes it to where I don't write at all because I'm just too stressed about school itself, which was also for writing. So that really sucked. I mean, I'm not in school anymore, but I mean, I'm planning on going back at some point. I want to get a master's degree. That'd be fun, especially if it's in creative writing. Once I, save up some money to do so, because it's expensive and they're not really helping out in this pandemic. So I want to work on a short finishing, but I'm also cooking dinner. Cache, what are you cooking? I want pasta. I just had mashed potatoes with white gravy. It's one of the best Southern meals, man. Good old Southern cooking. That's okay. Bye, Kelly. I'm glad you came. It's again Monday, and I'm totally spaced out. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really just over school in general right now. I graduated in May, and I'm just taking a year off because it's a lot. It's a lot, especially with like, all the brain things. It's just real. Are you in undergrad, Alice? Oh yeah, the write-a-thon is this weekend, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the 15th and 16th. There's a playlist somewhere. I'll try to find that and link it in the chat. Got a comment. So yay! I love when my video gets comments. I'm always like, who's talking to me? I wasn't too. I need to do that too. I have. These two are both growing in. And they're both growing in sideways. And they've already breached the surface. But they're like pushing my teeth, which is why I have this crooked tooth. But I don't want to. I've been putting it off for like a year, which I shouldn't do. But, you know, I'm adult and my words are gone. Yeah, I'm an adult, but I don't feel like it. That's what I was getting at. Yes, everyone go look at her channel. I'm going to go look at it too soon. It just started. When did you start? When was your first video up? And do you have like a niche? Are you a writer, author, tuber right now? Finding your niche? Trying to find remote job. That's tough on people. Yeah. A lot of jobs right now are remote for me, which is nice, but it also makes it to where there's way more competition because everyone from everywhere is applying. Grade 12. Yeah, I did that. I did that in high school. I took a chemistry class that almost killed me. That freaking thing. That class was the reason I was like, okay, I don't think my brain is working on the level that everyone else's is right now because everyone else is doing just fine, and I am for real struggling with this class. And that was not my first sign, but one of my biggest signs. I just did the newbie tag. Okay. I'll have to check it out. Going back PHB? I'll bring this. Yeah. Charlotte, that's where I'm at too. I think eventually I'm going to do a video on mental health and the education system for creatives because this year really threw me for a spiral as well. And I think there's a lot that needs to be said about the education system in creatives, especially if you're neurodiverse, like a lot of us are. Especially like just going kind of over my experience, figuring everything out. It's so taxing and it's such a struggle, and no one talks to you about it. They just say, you know, do better, be better. And that's not good enough. And I think we can do better and we can be better, but only if people help us along the way. And school is terrible about doing, like, terrible. The counselors, they're just like, maybe you aren't taking the right classes. And it's like, I'm not sure that's it. I don't think that's the issue here. Thanks for not helping. Hi, Matthias. Glad you're here. Glad you found it. I know that a lot of my stuff isn't showing up on people's subscription feed because I'm still teensy tiny. So, you know, it is what it is. But I'm glad you're here. Hi. Still thinking I'm trying to work anyways. Yeah. A degree, I don't know what a degree does anymore. My PhD can't even say, I got it. You're good. We got there. Yeah. Yeah. Anything in the liberal arts right now is very much so on the back burner. Everything is concentrated heavily in STEM fields, which are important, but I think we're overlooking the necessity that art is. And by art, I mean both, you know, the typical art forms as well as things like creative writing. And I don't think people give it enough credit in the world for pushing along scientific discoveries. Like STEM and literature and art all go so hand in hand. Like there's a reason that Elon Musk has looked into as many things as he has. And it's not just because science has gotten so much further, it's because art has pushed science and science has pushed art. And they've worked together to form this sort of symbiotic relationship that a lot of people are overlooking right now. That's a whole rant. To the AP Chem exam and my yeah. Me too. That's exactly what happened to me. Every single lab, I was just like, huh? I'm pretty sure. No, I'm not pretty sure. I definitely broke a few beakers from just not paying attention and like zoning out and not being there. The marshmallows. That's my best friend. Hi, Aunt Kate. Oh no. I just realized it says get stuff done. Yeah, you know, didn't want to be too PG-13. That would be a really great video. Yeah, I might even eventually do a mini series on it if it turns into too big of a topic, because I feel like there's a lot to be addressed there. And there are a lot of different avenues to be addressed there too. So maybe. Stim? Stim? Okay. That's No, it was not Matthias. It definitely overlooks a large portion of the population. And honestly, I think it overlooks creatives in general to a large extent. Yeah, it's not friendly. Yes, yes, Haley. I agree. The arts need more funding. You know what would be a really cool major? It'd be awesome if they did a major that concentrated in the relationship between the arts and the typical STEM fields. That would be super cool. I did a research project, and my advisor was looking into the relationship between architecture and literature, and it kind of touched on that a little bit. Just kind of the relationship between what pushes what, and the results that we kind of came to at the end of it were that they really go heavily hand in hand. There's almost not one without the other. Art rants are my life. Well, good, because I could go on at least 7 of them. I've never seen that before, but I think that's an amazing what? Revelation? I don't know the word I'm thinking of. But yes, I agree. We should push that way more than we do, because I could not go in a science field even if I wanted to. That would just be a disaster. No one wants me looking into their body cavities. That would just be dangerous for us all. Like, Lord knows what would get sewn up in there. You know, like, do not push me into a STEM field. It will not end well. Theater majors unite. Yes. I was a creative writing major, but I feel you. The character also like was into cinema because Norman. Fair enough. We're gonna go into a longer conversation on this at some point, hopefully. Woo! I mean, a lot of neurodiverse people end up in the arts because it's a much more flexible industry, constantly evolving and trying everything. I never. Yeah. For sure. I think there needs to be some flexibility, just to keep at least my brain entertained, because if there's not, I'm just sitting there like, what are numbers? Who is numbers? I don't know. Number theory? Is that a thing? It's, yeah, I need to be constantly stimulated, and the arts definitely do that. And I think it takes a little bit of someone who constantly needs to be entertained to come up with entertaining ideas. That's a theory. Art rants the podcast. Okay, guys. Oh, StreamYard just jumped. Guys, so Ann Kate and I, this chick right here, are thinking of starting a podcast. And we were seriously talking about it being art rants, where we talk about things like this. And I still like the idea. I think it needs more work, but let me know if that would be interesting for y'all, because I love podcasts and I like talking about these things, and I think it'd be fun, and she's really entertaining to listen to when she talks. I don't know how to point, but let me know what you think, because we're going to try and do that eventually one day. Just talking about Steve. Yes. You know what? Let's get a couple of co-hosts on here to do it. Let's, you know what? I might be doing, so Keelan is setting up a writer's retreat. I think it's in September. I don't know. Maybe it's later this month. I really need to know that. But I might be presenting on neurodiversity and literature. So we might actually have a full thing about this later. So much cooler than STEM anyway, right? Like STEAM is like this like very ethereal, misty thing, whereas STEM is like, oh, I'm poking out the ground. I'm a little STEM. I'm up for it. Yes. Wait for that longer conversation to happen. It's gonna happen. I will push it. This is why I started an author tube under the name that I did. I will push it, Matthias. It is my podium goal fight to push this conversation, because it's important and it needs to be talked about. And no one freaking talks about it. But we need to. Getting flashbacks and sleeping through all math classes. Yeah. Statistics caused me to change my major in college. So, yeah, I feel you. And I went to every class. It wasn't even like I skipped the classes. I took notes. Oh, that class. Their character count here is not good. It's really not. I was trying to tell someone, like, hey, I think I may have scheduled my stream at the same time as yours. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. I can cancel it. And it was like, nope, you can't say that. Too much. I was like, I'm just trying to be friendly. Being good at science, but I don't have to study. Well, that's really lucky. I wish. That's such a cool skill, Alice. Like, ugh, I'm jealous. I wish. So are you doing a STEM field as a major, or are you still going into the arts? Because that's a really cool polymath skill. I really like it. Podcast, yes. Okay, podcast, yes. We'd listen to 10,000%. Okay. Stay tuned. Podcast would be awesome. Podcast. Okay. I think we have to do a podcast. I missed something while answering the phone, but the podcast I have with my friend yet to be released is basically an arts fan podcast. We could do crossover Charlotte. Oh my god, that'd be so fun. I love it. We could do stuff together. Yes, I'm pretty sure on that. To talk about Alien Punch. Yeah, cool. I will be there. I'm gonna be watching everyone, so I will see you there, Haley. Neurodiversity and literature. Yes, it's so important. We need to talk about it. Points at this with maximum passion. Me too. Something so much that you have no choice. Yeah, that's when you just go, ooh. Yes. Honestly, whenever I shared writing, so many people are just like, yeah. Um, I think that's because it's unbelievable to people with neurotypical brains that neurodiversity is a thing. Um, it's really hard to explain to people who've never experienced it what it's like and how unbelievable it is, because how do you explain that your brain is wired differently? You know what I mean? Like, your brain is the one comprehending it and their brain is the one comprehending it. So how do you get across that your brains are different when their brain is too different? Does that make sense? Like, it is so hard to say I cannot concentrate unless I'm so interested in it that I can't concentrate on anything else. That sounds to some people just like, what kind of concept is that? And so when you write it, I think a lot of people don't understand that it is such a dramatic thing in your life because it hasn't affected them, especially if it's kind of more quiet. Like, for me, I didn't know that I was ADHD until I was 21 because it was such a quiet thing. Like, I was the space cadet. That's what they call it, the space cadet. Like, you don't see it. It's not a physical defect, right? It's just this quiet thing that's happening in your brain that you can't communicate effectively. And it's really frustrating because you're trying. This was fun. Bye, Nikki. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad you were here. I'm going in. Oh, that's so cool, Alice. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. You go. You do that thing. It's called The Alternative to Nothing. So far, we're talking a lot about arts. Yeah. Working for exposure. Yeesh. That's another really big topic. That 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 can go so many places. Like, working for free is an issue I struggle with a lot because it's like, I feel like I put out quality content when I put out content, and it's really hard to bridge the gap in my head between just putting it out for free. And I love reaching out to you guys and I love having this community. It's the most amazing community, but it also leaves room for really cheap work, which really sucks. And I know so many great writers who are just putting their work out for free because you can't get readers when you're basically a no-name writer and you're working for that exposure and you just want to get eyes on things just to get up to that point where you can sell your art. That's a whole thing, Charlotte. Okay, but pay attention to non-interest. Yeah, see? Exactly. It's like, how am I supposed to pay attention if it's boring? How do you pay attention if it's boring? Does not compute. I don't know. I know Spanish started looking into it. See? Me too. Me too. Oh, hello, camera. I was looking up all the symptoms and I was like, well, I definitely am not like super hyperactive when it comes to movement and outbursts. But there's also this sort of not talked about effects of ADHD, which is like the emotional level, where it's so hard to deal with frustrating things and it's so hard to just concentrate on even something you like enjoy doing, and not being able to finish things, but also being an overachiever, and it doesn't balance and it's really weird and it doesn't always make sense. So I would really, really encourage you to get it checked out, even if you're a little suspicious, because they will give you a test. And the test is really fun to fill out because you're like, well, yep, do that, check mark on that. And then you get the results, and it's like, wow, I didn't even know those were symptoms of what I was dealing with. I thought that was just a normal day in the life. So yes, strongly encourage you to get checked. Even if you don't want to take medication, knowing can help a lot, because then it can help you deal with what's going on in your own brain. Hardwired is focused on neurodiverse character. I talked to all my neurodiverse friends, so we all have a character. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. More people need to diversify their characters, not just in ethnicity and race, but also in neurodiversity. And there's a lot to talk about there too. Diversity does not just include one type of diversity. Thank you on behalf of neurodiversity. Yes, seriously. I started looking into it because my cousin was trying to get diagnosed, and she was like, I reckon you have this too. Yeah. I didn't know that my dad had been diagnosed with it when he was younger. So once I found that out, I was like, been struggling with this my whole life. Maybe it would have been nice to talk about when I was in high school. Working for exposure can also undercut people getting paid for the same work. Yeah. Man. Okay, I won't go too in depth with this, but that's what really frustrates me about internships right now, especially in the literature world, especially for larger companies. A lot of them, you're working for free and you're working for 20 plus hours a week, and you're doing the same work as an entry-level editor, but you are not being paid, and that is not okay. That's my rant on that one, because I can go places. Working for exposure, we focus a lot more on when companies approach you and expect you to work for free, because it'll be a great opportunity for people to see your work on our brand. Yeah, it'll be a resume booster. If I see one more application that's like, it'll look great on your resume, I'm just gonna explode. It's like, okay, but how do I food? How do I rent? Because rent is going up right now, but income is not going up right now. So how do I work for you and work for someone else and possibly work for someone else, because minimum wage isn't gonna pay my rent? So undervalued, and now exposure is passed off as sufficient payment. Yes, and it's not. It's just not. Like, art is work. I don't care what kind of art you do. That is work. That is time you've taken out of your day. That is effort you've put into creating a product. That is a damn good product, by the way, most of the time. And what are you? You're getting exposure. That is like, what is that term? Exposure. That's such like a magical, wishful term. Like, no, pay your artists for their work. Pay their artists for their work. Use that marketing budget to pay the service you're asking for. Exactly. And don't just pay. Like, pay sufficiently. Don't just be like, oh, $7 an hour. It's fine. You're just doing art, right? It's like, oh, it jumped. It jumped. Where are we? What's hardwired? I was just. It hasn't come out yet, Matthias. Maybe she already answered that, but it hasn't come out yet. Charlotte's podcast that will be coming. You think we would be more represented, considering that 10 to 20% of the people are neurodiverse? I would even go to say that it's a larger population of the people. Simply because women are often underdiagnosed because it looks different. And a lot of scientific research has been done on men. Surprise. which is not necessarily a bad thing. It has helped a lot of people. But a lot of disorders look different in women. It looked different in me. It looks different in my family. And no one tells you that it looks different. That also needs to be talked about. There's a lot of things that need to be talked about, y'all. I've been meaning to go get a test, but I freaking haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, Charlotte, I can go ahead and say right now you probably have ADHD if that's the case, because that's what I did for 4 years. It's just the getting to that point of booking the appointment. It's such a process, and it does take a long time, especially if you are ADHD. It's just like, it feels like this task that is sort of overwhelming and scary. And it's like, I don't want to. I just want to ignore it and hope I'm okay. And it's so much better once you do. And that's easy to say. But once you get out of the other end of that rainbow, it helps so much. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I applied to 3 paid jobs, but and I'm like, I know. I really hope I get the paid jobs, of course. Yeah. That's where I'm at too. Yeah. I have, I unpaid internships can be good if you're in like high school, right? But I kind of almost view doing AuthorTube as an unpaid internship. Although, I didn't get hired for this. I just opted to do it. Sort of the same thing, but not really. I'm still really conflicted about how I feel about it. Like, I love doing this, and I'm going to continue to make content because it's just enjoyable. And I really, really, really love the community that's happening. But it's also just like, oh, the time and energy, and I want it to be so good for y'all. And I wanted to get better and improve and push boundaries. But I also want to get paid, and that's really hard to do. If you know what I mean? Like, okay, where are we? Same with theater. They advertise for the experience. The benefits were large scale theater. Do you get paid? No. Yeah, or if it is paid, they'll want X amount of years experience, and you're like, how do I get that experience if the experience is looking for experience? Yeah. Oh, Hardwired is a novella. I thought you were talking about Charlotte's podcast, but yes, you're right. Sorry, Alice. Jeez and Pete's. Also, they literally found our art without any problem. I don't think exposure is what we need. Yes, Charlotte, we could. The sentence that was about to come out of my mouth could be taken a lot of ways. But we can put our own selves out there. It's not that difficult to get eyes on our stuff. The issue is that at what point do we get paid for the eyes? And how much are those views worth to you? Like, what's the dollar amount for a view? I don't know. Like, you go to a museum, like, let's say it's a really famous museum like the Louvre, and those tickets are freaking expensive. Like, so what's the dollar amount that we're putting on the art? Because I just don't know. I don't know. Yes. We do need to write those stories. I also got a blood test over 2 years ago for that book. Yeah. Yeah. That actually just reminded me that I need to look at one of my old doctor appointments and go back and check the test results for that. Yeah. I feel you, Charlotte. I do that all the time. Especially because often when I'm going to doctor's appointments, I try to make sure not to take my medication 24 hours in advance, just in case it does something wonky to the blood test. I'm sure it won't, but I always try to be careful with that. So oftentimes I'll forget to do something that I'm supposed to do after the appointment, or I'll forget to ask something when I'm in the appointment, and it just becomes a whole jumble of dominoes that are crashing down in the end. We can expose ourselves. Ew. Yeah. I've been working in here for like 5 years now, though. And once I'm for our profit share stuff, I've created with other people. Yeah. I think one thing that I've definitely learned since being in college is that eventually you're just going to have to learn how to pay yourself. And I haven't fully figured that out yet. I'm really, really glad you started a Patreon, though, Charlotte, because once I get a job, I'm definitely becoming a patron of yours because I really, really enjoy your content. You guys, if you have not gone to Charlotte's Patreon and you can contribute, please do that. She's one of my favorite author tubers, so go support her. But seriously, we're going to have to learn how to pay ourselves eventually. And that's going to be really tough to do because I think the market is so fragmented right now. There are a billion different artists out there that people can contribute to, and they can contribute to multiple of those artists. It's just a matter of finding your audience and making sure that they can find you too. And that can be really difficult to learn. There's a lot of stuff with SEO that I don't know about that I want to learn. And there's a lot about Patreon that I want to learn. There's a lot about the new YouTube payment system that they came out with. I know nothing about that other than Keelan did it, and she has like a little button where you can join her thing, which I haven't done that either. And I want to support Keelan too. There's so many people that are just amazing on here that deserve to be paid for what they're doing because they're creating amazing content and they're putting out amazing literature that is so undervalued. It's insane. Yeah, we need to support our artists, and as artists, we need to learn how to build that support. And I think that's going to go hand in hand, especially in the future. That's where a lot of things are even going now, like even passion projects in STEM fields. If we go back to that, they are often self-funded because there aren't a lot of large corporations willing to support individual creators anymore, especially right now in the pandemic. There's a lot going on where you have to be self-sufficient in a lot of ways, and you have to be really hardy to get through it. And it's a really weird time. Yes, such a good point. I'm only starting out, and it's wild going through the job market, especially during this pandemic. And as a playwright, yeah, it's tough. They're again, the arts are not supported like they should be, and it sucks. It's so difficult, and it's really hard to see too because you're looking at, your colleagues, and you just want the best for them, and it's a struggle, and you often have to know a person to get into it. It's a lot of networking, and I mean, I live in the South. Who am I gonna network with in the South for writing? I mean, New Orleans, I'm kind of lucky. New Orleans is really close, and there's a bit more of an artsy scene there, but even then it's really tough because you want to be in those inner circles, but they're very like close. And that's not to say they won't accept you or that they're rude. It's just like a matter of who do they know, who do they trust, who are they going to continue to go to, and who is your validation. No, thank you. Reintroduction post for Patreon. Well, it's a massive summary of everything I do because there's a heap I do that's not on YouTube yet. Yes. I started a Patreon as well, and I haven't put anything on there yet. But that's so true. There's a lot that I think a lot of creators do that isn't seen on YouTube. Especially because we're writing, right? We're on YouTube and we're writing, but we never get to see the person's work because, again, we're just talking about it. We're not reading it most of the time. Some people do read their work. I think there is a channel where someone reads indie authors. Someone's channel. I don't know. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes that is worth being monetized, that people don't see. So yeah. Little post about the butt socks. What are butt socks? Charlotte, what? Either why not play. Okay, so I can't remember whose stream I heard this on. It may have been Cachet's. I don't know. But NK Jemison left their Patreon up for people to look at and use as a template for new writer Patreon writers. I don't know. But I used hers as sort of a template to follow, and it was really, really useful. It was very informative, very in depth, and it had a lot on there. So I would recommend going and looking at that. Butt sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but I want to know. Charlotte, please inform. I don't know. I can't remember how that's supposed to work. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Oh. I definitely wasn't imagining that. I'm not sure what I was imagining, but it wasn't that. There's a butt. It is round. Then there is a sock. It is basically a tube. How? It doesn't make sense. Oh my god. Charlotte, you have to work on your marketing. Come on, pick it up. Oh my god, you guys. Butt socks. Okay. StreamYard is behind again. Patreon pen out. Let's go. Okay. Oh, there we are. I feel slightly embarrassed that the most sensible possibility was also the very last place my brain went. It's okay, Matthias. I did the same thing. Don't worry about it. I was literally like, is it like a butt massager? Like for sore butts? I'm not even tired. I'm well caffeinated and alert. And I still thought that. My brain didn't go anywhere really, but it definitely didn't go to butts on socks. Oh. For more hilarious content like the butt socks confusion, check out my Patreon page. That's a wonderful commercial, Charlotte. This is sci-fi about a corrupt government and its crimes after a solar flare and these older teens that have to stop them. They use their neurodiverse brains to help. Very cool. I love that concept. That's amazing. Tired and well caffeinated are the same mental state. Yeah, well, I guess me too, because our brains went to the same place. It's like caffeine does some things. Charlotte, aren't you supposed to be at work? Oh my god. Yes, it does sound very cool. I'm interested. I love YA sci-fi type things a lot. So, okay, come on, StreamYard. Let's catch up here. Oh, there we are. Okay. I'm restocking shelves while laughing. Have you dropped anything yet? I feel like I would have knocked a whole dang shelf down, knowing my luck. Okay. So, okay, here's the question then. Do we want to do sprints or do we want to keep chatting? I'm down for either. Um, I don't know how much I'd get done during a sprint, but I can definitely set one up for you guys if you want to do a sprint. Let me know. I will wait. If StreamYard ever allows me to sprint or keep chatting. What do we do? Not yet. There's still time. My bosses don't let me carry anything up and down the stairs because I fell off the too many times. I avoid stairs. Take the elevator. I'd love to do a sprint, but I have to go right before 8. What time is it? I'm participating in play reading. Okay. What if we do? Yeah, there are a couple of different conversations going on here. Chatting, Scrivener's up, so you're down for anything. Okay, Haley, what if we did? Let's see, you have to go at 8. What if we did a 10-minute sprint and then we go to chatting again? How do we feel about it? How do we feel? I don't think I can get anything done on the sprint. It might be just a mental break I need though. Okay. All right. Oh. And Kate, thank you. Okay, yes. Let's do 10 minutes. I will put it up on my phone for you guys because I still haven't figured out how to do the split screen thingy on the iPad. So, where's the clock? 10. Okay. Hi, Seko. We are just about to do a 10-minute sprint. Yes, 10 minutes. Yes. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, guys. How do we do? What do we do? What do we not do? Tell me all the things. I want to know. Okay. So Matthias had to go. Goodbye, Matthias. But hello, Sandpiper. It's good to see you there. Here. I have to run to this play reading. Thanks for hosting. Bye, Haley. Thank you for coming. Good luck on your play reading. I hope it goes well. A live stream with the life of Angelina tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST. If anyone can come, I will probably be there. Yes, definitely. I need more streams for sure. Editing. Got net 38 words. Hey, that's something. That's better than what I did, which was nothing. Looking through my photos for a client. Okay. Is that for your graphic design? Are you doing like a thing for the graphic design clients? Goodbye. Thank you for coming. Okay. Oh, elbow cough is the y'all. Oh my god, StreamYard. That is not what that meant. 382 words for me. That's super good for 10 minutes. That's amazing. You're killing it, Alice. Okay. Is there anything else we want to talk about? Any topics on the brain at the moment? Anything you want to just shout into the void that'll land on some listening ears? Yeah. I saw it on YouTube after I put it up there and I was like, elbow cough. I hope she's okay. Like, I hope she's not getting sick. But that is not what that is. Vampires. That's true. Sacco, we need to do that. Do we want to do it? I don't know if I can do it tonight. I might be able to do it tonight. I do need to catch up on the Discord for that. Because I think there's a lot of information that I missed that could answer a lot of my questions that I have. Unless there's something specific you want to ask me. And then maybe we can get you on the stream too. I kind of only want to go for like 30 more minutes or so, just because I've been on here for an hour and a half. You can't do tonight. Okay, that's fair. Twilight? Have you read the new Stephanie Meyer's book? I haven't. Tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow might work for me. Yeah. Yes, tomorrow should work. But going back to Twilight, though, has anyone read the new book? And is it worth it? Because I kind of want to read it. I'm a little iffy about it. Like, I want to read it, but I also kind of don't want to read it just in case it's not good and it doesn't live up to my teenage brain expectations. But I want to know. I got exactly 30 minutes. Great. Awesome. Because that's probably what we're going for. I wish StreamYard wouldn't freeze up like this. I will never read it because I never will read any of them. Fair enough. I think they did quite a number on vampires in pop culture. So, you know, Twilight as a literary phenomenon was interesting as far as where it took YA. Because I think it is considered a YA. If not, what else is it? New adult? I saw the audiobook when I was on YouTube, but I haven't read it. It's on YouTube? No. Okay. I know what you mean. I'm going to have to ask Zara. I think she read it. I think she ordered it and got it in. So I might ask her about it. Because it's from Edward's perspective. So is it just like a rewrite of one of the books, but from like a different perspective? Because I feel like that's not exactly what I want. But that might be just like what it is. Not gonna lie, I probably won't unless I start hearing from reliable sources. Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at. Because I read all of the originals when I was in junior high, and I liked them back then because my junior high brain was like, no, this isn't problematic. But my brain now is very much so like, I don't know if I would read those today. You know what I mean? They're a testament to the fact that glitter never leaves you once you wear it once. Let's just roll around in body glitter and call each other vampires. That's what I want to do. Halloween! I think we found our costumes. Couples costumes? One thing I will say about Twilight, it has the most appealing vampire if you had to choose which to be. Maybe. It depends on which vampire you're talking about. I'd like to be Alice. I thought she was really dope. I thought she was really cool. I wouldn't want to be Bella or Edward because they're dramatic. And I'm going to go ahead and say they don't have much of a character arc. Their character arc didn't really go anywhere for me. Alice, I feel like, had even a better character arc. Just because she learned kind of how to, or she learned when to and when not to use or share her powers. Do you know what I mean? The herpes of the crown. So true. It's going to be everywhere. Even talking about it, I feel like glitter's going to show up in a corner somewhere and I'm not going to be able to get rid of it. Now that sounds like a fun time. Yeah. Ooh. No. It's an, wait, okay. What is it? I don't think I haven't even heard of it. Just by being able to read minds. I don't know. Reading minds was a weird power. I didn't really like that as a choice. I thought that was a weird choice because, of course, Bella would be the one that he can't read the mind of. I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't want anyone reading my mind either, though, because it literally wouldn't make sense. It would be like the sentences that I'm saying right now, except jumbled up and backwards. Because I really have to concentrate to enunciate. Like, it's really hard for me to just get words to mouth, which is why I like. Blah, blah, blah. I lost brain cells watching it. It was a moment like Twilight. The moment passed. Yeah, yeah. Every book has its moment. Every phase has its time. Terrible anime vampire because their mind is empty. Oh snap, Sako. That was savage. Okay. Oh no! Oh no! Am I still online? This says I'm online. I see chaos. It's a little chaotic. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if you see Charlotte, you see chaos, right? Edward can read my mind. Well, he can try. It's gonna happen, Sako. It's gonna happen. Called on his lunch and we were solving Sherlock Holmes puzzles. Oh, that's so sweet. Couples goals. I love it. That was an honorable way to not be in stream. I'm glad you did that. I was just talking the other day about how different people think and what about people who don't think in words. Do you think in words or do you think in pictures? I don't know what I think in. I know that my emotions most times are colors before they're words or pictures. But that's been happening less recently. Sid! Cash! Char! Hello! Hello! It's making a resurgence. Have you seen Hamilton yet? No. And Kate, can you resend me your Disney Plus information, please? I haven't even gone on there yet. I have been... What is my hair doing? Hello. Goodbye. Hello? What is happening? I've been doing a lot of filming, so I haven't watched anything yet. But I freaking want to watch Hamilton so bad because Charlotte made a Hamilton reference, and I couldn't even do the thing, even though I knew what it was. I was like, I always thought it'd be interesting to have a normal person go into the head of someone or go crazy. That's a great idea, Alice. That is an amazing prompt. Like, we should use that as a prompt because I love that idea. I'm so serious. Like, that would be just like put a better Edward character in a situation where he's around neurodiverse individuals. Oh my god, that'd be such a good story. I love it. I love it already. Like, if someone wrote that, I'd read the heck out of it. Hello, Madam Chaos. I hope you're well. I think in pictures of words. You think in pictures of words. So like the word shows up as... I'm trying to think of what that would look like. I can't even imagine that because the way my brain is it just like the way I picture my words is in like a big yarn ball, but the yarn ball is tangled instead of being neatly wound in a ball, and each word that I say is a little bit of the string coming out of the yarn ball. If that makes sense. Like, I don't have a picture or a word in my brain necessarily, but I have a feeling of where I want this sentence to go. And I try to make that make sense in words later. I think in chaos. We know, Char. We know. I brought him a Sherlock Holmes puzzles book this week, and we've been doing it at lunch every day. Oh, it's so wholesome. It's so sweet. I love Sherlock Holmes. Is it based on the TV show or the books? Because I love both. I'm like exclusively words, hard to visualize things. Yeah, some people are. I don't have issue visualizing things necessarily, but sometimes I do have a difficult time putting it down in words, which is why writing helps, if that makes sense. Is that the masquerade? Terribly awesome. Yeah, it does. What is that? What is synesthesia? Is that the emotions thing? Or the feelings that are colors? Um it happens less now. I wouldn't say it's the most common occurrence since I've learned how to communicate what the colors mean. I've gotten more right than he has. Oh, it's a fun little competition. That's, I, you know what? I'm convinced that solving puzzles is just the writer brain. Like, that is just how we function. It's solving puzzles. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just watch the King George songs. But I want to watch the whole thing. I really want to. Vampire the Masquerade. You see the word. Okay. So, like a newspaper. Or is it in color? Because right now I'm picturing just like a newspaper where there's the headline and there's the subheadings and there's the smaller stories. Or is it more just like literally one word at a time? Boop, boop, boop. Based on the books, it's Sherlock and Watson solving puzzles and Sherlock testing Holmes. Oh, that's really cool. That's really fun. I just finished just a regular old puzzle, nothing fancy, but I love puzzles. I think in words if it is silent, and pictures if there's noise, but I can switch between the two. Interesting. Um, I guess that makes sense. I guess that makes sense because if there's a lot of chaos going on, then it's not like a coherent thought necessarily. It's just like a flash of thought. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, I think. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Let's see. What time is it? Did the chat freeze or was that the last chat? So when you're studying, Alice, do you think in words or do you think in pictures? Like, which is more helpful for you when you study? Because I would imagine that pictures might be more helpful in that situation because it's easier to put together a series of visuals. Synesthesia is connection of two senses, like connection of emotion to color, physical feeling. Ah, that would make sense. Yeah, because when I first started dating my partner, and we were still learning how to communicate because I'm neurodiverse and he's neurotypical. It was really difficult for me to explain, like, I'm feeling periwinkle and I need you to just understand that. And that was like really, really difficult at first because I didn't know how to put into expression what that is. And yeah, just watching him try to figure that out was a bit of a struggle in the beginning because it was like, why don't you just get it? Like, periwinkle is so clear. But obviously it's not. Like, that doesn't make sense to anyone else. Oh. I had no idea there was a name for it. I feel like the whole world so. Yeah, Dr. Alice over here, helping everyone out. Depends on the subject for science. I think in pictures. Science and math, I think in pictures, but for English or Spanish, I think in words. Yeah, that I could see it. I could see that happening. I heard, and I don't know if this is true, but I heard that thinking in pictures when learning a new language is more helpful, because you begin to associate the word with a thing rather than it just being a word in your head. Um, I don't know if that's necessarily how I took Spanish when I was in school, but I heard it's helpful. I don't know. Okay. Don't forget to stretch, guys. My back is not friends with me right now. Is there anything that anyone else would like to chat about, have another sprint on, or bring up, or any questions you would like to ask? I want to do maybe a Q&A when I hit 100 subscribers like RP just did. He's almost at 200 now, but I really liked his Q&A session that he did, that he said as a premiere. That was very fun. And I want to do that soon. I'm at 70 something right now, I think. So if we can get to the 80, then I will do a full Q&A. But if anyone has any questions right now that are just gnawing at the brain hole, let me know. The chat on this is either frozen or everyone has zoned out. I think we're going to go for about another 15 minutes. Make it an even 2 hours here. What's on your mind? Definitely. Okay. Up for another sprint. I'm trying to finish this short story today, hopefully. Okay. Gotta, this one is one because I believe none of us really know how to put it. That's true. None of us really do. 79. Thank you, Cache. Does anyone else get songs in their head when someone says something close to a lyric from it? Yes. All the freaking time. And it annoys a lot of people because I have a very loud voice, but not a good one for singing. But they're gonna hear the song whether they like it or not. Yeah, see, Alice does it too. All the bloody time, either that or movie quotes. Yeah. Not so much with the movie quotes, but yeah, for the music, definitely. Yep. Just like 4 purposes. Yes. It's just like the 4 words in a song that are associated with those couple of words that someone said. Yes. Can Rebecca see us? I can see you now. But it was frozen for a little bit. Song association is real. You're going, what the hell am I humming? Where did that come from? Yeah. Sometimes my siblings and I will start singing the same song at the same time, and it turns into a weird duet that doesn't sound very good. You have to say that. You're my best friend. You can't judge me. Oh, come on, chat. Why is the internet doing this to me today? I thought I fixed this issue, but I guess not. In case you're wondering, yeah, I can't see anything that's coming up right now. So if you're saying things, I promise I'm not ignoring you. I am just trying to figure out what the heck is happening. I'm going to try and go on YouTube and see if it fixes the issue. For now, maybe we can do like a really short sprint, like a 5-minute, because we only have like 12 minutes left, 11 minutes left. So let's do a 5-minute, and I'll hold this up for you, and then I will try to figure out what the heck is going on with my YouTubes. Okay, so boop. Nope. Boop. Okay. 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 How are we feeling after the 5-minute sprint? That was super duper quick, but yeah, it gave me a minute to figure out that I'm just gonna look at a different screen for the chat sometimes. So, did you do anything during those 5 minutes? I didn't do much. I just figured that one thing out, and you know what? I'll call it a win. But yeah, so we've got about 5 minutes left for any last remarks that you guys want to leave off here. But otherwise, if there's nothing else you want to chat about, I can say my goodbyes and let you all go off into your day or night or evening or morning, whatever your case may be. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Oh, gosh, I got 100 words. Nice. Jump in and say hi. I'm really glad you came, Sandpiper. Thank you so much. And yes, we will see you at the write-a-thon. I gotta head off to cat sit. Thanks for the host. Of course, thank you so much. We're about to end, so you're not gonna miss much. Thank you for coming, though. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think this is where we're gonna leave off, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad to see all of your beautiful chat names. It was so much fun having you, and you can find me on my channel, of course. I have a couple of videos up there now. I post every Monday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. I do occasional live streams, maybe some random ones like this. Maybe it'll have a couple of hosts on, so you can find me there. I also have a Patreon. Haven't posted anything, but we'll get into it. So yes, YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, same username on everything. So I'll see you guys soon, and let's do this again. I had so much fun talking to all of you about everything neurodivergent. It was amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you did. Oh, thank you, Cache. Bye. Hi and bye, Ashley. Sorry. Goodbye, Alice. All right. Bye, guys. See you soon.